While there's a chance you don't know who I am, it's quite unlikely you haven't seen me or my work here at Grace. My name is Chris Prohaska, and I've had the pleasure of being in the St. Gregory Choir for over 6 years and being the Director of Communications at Grace for nearly 2 years. With the help of some amazing colleagues, I make sure the live stream takes place every Sunday morning. I create the bulletin you may or may not be looking at right now, and as soon as the speech is over, I will join my choir members to sing today's anthem. I don't say all of this to boast, but rather to illustrate how deeply invested I am in Grace and how incredibly important Grace is in my life. As a prospective vocal performance major at the College of Charleston in the spring of 2014, I was introduced to Scott Bennett as a potential new choir member. A few months passed, and in July, I received a call mid-road trip where I was asked to fill a vacancy the following Sunday. That morning was likely just another understated Sunday at Grace to many of you, but to me, it was an entrance to a foreign world. I grew up going to a few small Methodist churches and even a non-denominational youth group for a while, so nearly everything about the Episcopal Church was unknown to me. Were it not for the help of a few kind souls in the St. Gregory Choir, I think I would have been struggling to get through the order of service until the following Sunday. Despite being a bit overwhelmed initially, I was quickly welcomed into the choir and made to feel right at home. As time went on, the consistency of having Grace in my life became invaluable. The stable income I had as a section leader in the choir was essential to me as a college student, and it wouldn't have been possible without the generosity of our parishioners. For me, college was a time of constant change. And while it may have been difficult to wake up at 7:30 each Sunday morning, this place, the people, and the lessons I was taking from it served as an anchor in my life that I could always depend on. Perhaps one of the most unexpected reminders of this was in 2018, when I was given a blanket to celebrate with the other graduating seniors of that year. Outside of attending a few beautiful compliment services, my involvement in Grace up to that point had largely been exclusive to the choir, so I was surprised to be so kindly and boldly made to feel part of the Grace family. Even when it wasn't obvious to me, Grace was there for me. Having switched to a communications degree halfway through my studies at the college, I graduated in 2018 with little certainty of what was to come. Yet again, Grace served as a beacon of hope and stability in my life. On the first Sunday morning of August in 2018, I was introduced to Elsa McDowell, the Director of Communications at the time. 2 choir members had independently had the same idea to make our acquaintance that day. This was just a few days after I had begun to apply for jobs waiting tables, and also just a few days before Christian Basil was to leave for seminary, which meant Elsa was on the hunt for a new communications assistant. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Michael, Elsa, and the rest of the staff gave a graduate fresh out of college a chance that allowed me to put my degree to work in an incredibly nurturing, safe, and appropriately challenging way. When Elsa was ready to serve in a part-time role later that year, I was stunned to be offered a promotion as the Director of Communications. The staff and clergy of Grace were trusting me with a position that I deemed incredibly important, and I was honored to be able to even more directly serve the people of Grace, who were responsible for allowing me to have these opportunities through their kindness and financial support. In the most natural and organic way possible, I found a home at Grace. I entered the atrium doors as a confused stranger in 2014, and I now get to leave them every day as a proud member of something that shaped me into the person I am. With the help of parishioners like you, I hope that I can one day make a similar difference in someone's life. With that in mind, I remind you that fall is the time of the year when the church asks each of us to consider what we might provide in the upcoming year. This is done to help the church set a budget for 2021 and to assist with planning future ministry. All Grace households were mailed a pledge card, but you may also find some in the atrium and Hanahan Hall or by visiting the church's website. Thank you all for your continued support.